Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Above the Bar podcast, where each week we belly up to the bar with a new guest, find out what they do, who they are, and what makes them great. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Alrighty, folks, we have bellied back up to the bar here. It is Wednesday, January 14th. And if you were following, we had to make a little bit of a shift. This is what happens when you do things live, as we talked about before. There's other podcasts, they're very well produced, they're very well put together, they have complete staff, and then those of you who hang out with me, the only staff could be an infection of some point. So what better way to introduce our guest? So
an infection.
So joining us tonight, I met this gentleman at the first ever International Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame convention that was held here in Albany. Him and his partner Winnie's desks were right next to mine. I wasn't sure what I was going to get if I had these two intimidating looking figures over there, and they were like, I was like, I don't know what I'm about to get here. And then they were like, hey, what's up, man? You podcast? We podcast. And we just hit it off from there, and we've gotten along ever since then. So helping me with a little bit of a shift in the show, we're going to be talking about sports and any other thing that we can think of here. It is Mr. GMac, George MacDonald himself.
What's going on, buddy? How are you tonight?
Good, brother, man. We're going to get into it. We're going to be talking about some sports. He's a big New York sports guy. Well, do you follow New York sports teams or New Jersey sports teams?
No. I'm a Yankee fan, but I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan.
But so then you're a Baltimore fan. If you're,
I don't know about that. Listen, I'm on your show, so I'll be a Baltimore fan right now.
Well, I mean, I love harassing Yankees fans and being like, it's a defunct Baltimore program, right? And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, 1917, they left Baltimore or whatever it was and came up to the Yankees. And then they harassed me and they're like, yeah, how many championships did they win down there? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it. So let's get into it here real quick, folks. As always, we got the big board over my shoulder for sticker and a cause. You got something you believe in, something you're supporting. I don't care what it is. If you've got a band, maybe you've got a sports team, whatever it is, if you got a sticker, you reach out to me on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. Our website is theabovethebarpodcast.com. Our email is theabovethebarpodcast@gmail.com. Send me some information. Let me know what it is. I'll tell you where to send the sticker. We put it up on the big board so everybody can hear about you. And then we got to talk about our sponsors. That's Budget Blinds of East Greenbush, Hudson, Coxsackie, Schoharie, Delmar, Clifton Park. Good Lord, there's so many of them. But nonetheless, they are North America's largest custom window treatment company, handling everything from blinds, shades, shutters, drapery, you name it, they got it. And if you reach out to them this month, it is 20% off of all products, and they're taking another 5% off of anything that you motorize, folks. So that's an opportunity to get 25% off of all your goods you got there. And if you tell them that you're there to belly up to the bar, they're giving you an additional 5%. So make sure you're reaching out. The Budget Blinds of East Greenbush, Hudson, Coxsackie, Schoharie, good Lord, Clifton Park, Delmar. God, I started forgetting all of them. All right. So, brother, man, all the stuff is done. That is all handled. Let's get into it. Who's the Giants' next head coach?
John Harbaugh.
You think? Is it the best job?
The only thing I honestly feel like might stop him is possibly because they have a GM in place. Okay. And I think he's going to want to be both. But they do have a young quarterback in place. They kind of have the pieces to possibly put together quite a squad over the next 2 to 3 years. So, that and the Giants, not as of late, but are traditionally a pretty well-run organization.
I think Dart could be I think Dart is the sleeper of this year for quarterbacks that just didn't have what they needed, and I think Scatterboo is legitimate.
Yeah, The only thing I was with both of them dudes is, are they going to be around for the games all the time? Because they both play recklessly with their bodies. And as a quarterback, that's terrible. As a fullback,
Right.
that's expected.
I mean, but a fullback legitimately. So is the Giants then the best job right now that's
I
open?
mean,
I
possibly. I mean, but the Steelers' job is, it's a playoff team. So,
but the Ravens is a playoff team.
well, they actually weren't. They were about that far wide right of making it.
Hold on. And that's why John doesn't have a job anymore.
Yeah.
I love these people that are like, he's such a good guy, though. He's this, he's that. I'm like, listen, nobody's saying that he's kicking puppy dogs. Nobody's saying that he's walking down the street and taking ice cream cones out of little kids' hands. Let's be realistic here. But what we are saying is they lost more games over the last 18 seasons by 3 points and by 6 points because he just I'm not going to kick the field goal. I'm going to go for it on fourth.
You know what I find crazy about that, Sean, is he was a special teams guy. That was his MO.
Yes.
So how do you fail in special teams?
I don't understand it. How do you do it when you had what is at this point the greatest kicker, most accurate kicker in NFL history?
Right.
In Tucker. And before that, you had an amazing kicker in God, now his name's escaping me. He used to be the president of the union for the NFL. Not before Tucker. I can't think of his name right now. But you had all these amazing people. But what's your feelings on people that are like, what if Tomlin goes to Baltimore and Harbaugh goes to Pittsburgh?
Well, I think Tomlin would have an easier job because your quarterback situation's figured out. Pittsburgh, it's really not.
Did you see that list that came out about the quarterbacks since Roethlisberger retired in 22?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like one per year. You had like Mason Rudolph in there, right? You had Kenny Pickett in there. You had wasn't it Russell Wilson was there, Aaron Rodgers was there. I mean, that's not Pittsburgh-esque. They usually stay with their quarterbacks for a long period of time.
Yeah, they favorite Pittsburgh quarterback ever was Cordell Stewart. Loved Cordell Stewart. Do you remember him?
Yeah, Slash. Yep.
That dude could do it all. And there was nothing he couldn't do, and was my favorite. What do you think? So let's talk about your Cowboys, though.
Well, hold on. I'm going to make a hot take, though, for Pittsburgh. I think their next head coach is going to be Mike McCarthy.
Really?
Yeah. He's a Pittsburgh guy. He's a Pittsburgh guy. Listen, McCarthy got fired from the Cowboys, and it was what it was, but he had 3 12-win seasons in a row, except for they just collapsed in the playoffs, right? So, like, yeah, you're good, but if your goal is to win the Super Bowl, right, which it is, it should be every team's, you got to move on. And apparently Jerry felt like he just wasn't the guy to bring him over the hump. Now, this year there was a lot of injuries. The defense was whatever, but McCarthy's still a very good coach, and I think he would do a great job in Pittsburgh. Tough outdoor team on the grass, and he's definitely capable.
So I'm going to draw something from your show then. So then you do the top 5 thing. You got any?
Yeah.
So then do you have like your top 5 available, or your any top 5s in all this?
Top 5 coaches available?
Sure, let's go with top 5 coaches available. Do you have?
Well,
do you have
up until yesterday, I would have said or number 1 overall by a mile would be John Harbaugh. But once you add Tomlin in there, I don't know. I think that's a coin flip. So I think they're 1 and 1A really. one. I'd say probably Tomlin 1 and Harbaugh 2, because like you said, how many games do you lose by 3 points? And Tomlin's never had a losing season. So, and like you said, how many quarterbacks have they had recently, and they
Right.
still find ways to get it done?
Well, that's
I
what they
would
said.
say Mike McCarthy's 3.
Okay.
4, Stefanski, the guy they just fired from Cleveland.
Right.
Listen, this is a very AFC North list here. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
All 3.
Yeah,
There's only 4 teams there. 3 of the 4 teams in the AFC North need coaches. The only one that didn't add one was Cincinnati.
right. I think most people will say Robert Saleh as a number 5, but I don't really care for that guy.
I don't know.
I think he was a joke as the Jets head coach. He's a 49ers defensive coordinator.
Okay.
And he was a Jets head coach for a while. And I think maybe a little bit further down the road, he might be a good head coach again, but he's just something rubbed me wrong when he was the Jets head coach. Like he wasn't prepared for the job. No, go ahead.
No, I said you just weren't feeling him.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling it. So that's 4. And then I say 5 would be probably somebody coming out of college that, like maybe a Marcus Freeman out of Notre Dame.
So I don't trust college guys coming up to the NFL. I really don't.
I think you need to be young and you got to be ahead of the curve.
I think you got to be young and be willing to cut your teeth. I always thinking about what's his name. It came out of Oregon and then went to Philadelphia.
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly, and everybody was like, "He's going to be amazing." I'm like, "No, he's not. He's going to suck." And they were like, "No." Like he's going to suck. You can't bully NFL players. You have to understand that NFL players, when the day is over with, one of those guys is getting in a Honda Civic to go pick his kids up from daycare and go home. Like they're not. These aren't college kids that when it's over with. I think I've told you my cousin played for the Redskins and he played up in Buffalo. And I remember his dad telling me, going to college recruitment, like these college gyms were beautiful, neon, bright colors and all this other stuff. And when he tried out for the Redskins, it was a job interview. It was dirty, funky. We're here to work, and then I've got other things to do. I don't have time for this. Winnie, if you're out there listening, brother, I'd like to hear what your top 5 are. See what he's got to say. But
if anybody says anything on the bottom, you're gonna have to tell me because I can't. I just can't see it on my little screen.
Well, Winnie said above the bar meets the Outlaws, and then my buddy Nate said Baltimore is a better head coaching spot. Here's my thing, and you
I think it's got the quarterback spot figured out, but
it's got the running back figured out.
Yeah, I mean, like
got everything.
Any job, I think, unless you know you can bring a quarterback with you, the quarterback is the key to the job. Like the Steelers, you don't know what you have there. Do you have 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers, or you know what I mean? Or are you going to go fishing for a quarterback for the 5th one in 5 years? So that's what makes the Giants, to me, a decent job. You got a nice young quarterback that has a skill set that can be productive in the NFL.
So I'm going to throw another one at you here on the Tomlin market. I say Tomlin goes to the booth. Tomlin's done. He's going to the booth.
He might, but they still own his. I've read something today that they still own his rights. So
even though he stepped down?
Correct. Because like maybe he stopped before the contract was up or whatever. So you might have to do something like they did with Gruden back in the day, like where you almost like trade him or trade picks to hire him or something.
I could see that. I could see the Rooneys doing that. But listen, the Rooneys are, in my opinion, and I can't stand Pittsburgh, but I still think they are the blueprint for how you run an organization in the NFL.
They've had 4 coaches in the last 6, however many years since the 70s.
Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin.
Correct.
and you can't say that they, they're just holding on to hold on to people. They actually treat them well.
Right.
Let me. I wanted to double check something here. How many days until spring training?
I would say probably 8:30. Pitchers and catchers probably like 20.
Okay, how many days till pitchers and catchers report? Spring training countdown. Dude, you're pretty close. I didn't realize it was this close. 26 days, 3 hours, 44 minutes, and 3 seconds.
And we'll be very interested. The Outlaw Blitz, myself and Winnie will be very interested this year because we have a local kid from Saugerties who was the first round pick of the Cubs, Ethan
Really?
Conrad. Yeah, he came on our show right after the Cape Cod season ended, not this past summer, the summer before. And he was the All-Star Game MVP up there. And he came on our show, and then he got drafted first by the Cubs this past draft. So he'll be in. And actually today, Winnie just pulled his card. His card came out today. The Bowman cards came out. And Winnie went up and pulled it, a special card today of him, which was cool.
So I didn't know. So this is why I love having you guys on, because we like so much of the same crap and we just never realize it. I didn't know you guys collected also. What do you think of the completely left turning right now? We're making a hard left right now. What do you
I
think
told you anything. We're good.
What do you think of the wild cards? Do you like them?
All right.
Let's see if I can get my wife to bring me the cards from up there. I just got some more wild cards. But have you seen this box? It's the best box. You can find them hidden at Walmart. It's a box. It comes with one CGC graded card and like 4 or 5 packs for like $25.
Nice.
I pulled a 10-0 Shohei Ohtani 50-50 tops out of one of those.
That's a good pull.
$25. It was a $25 card, but it gets better when you open the box. There's a discount code inside of it to send cards in to have them graded.
Oh, nice.
So, and it's already I don't know if you've ever had cards graded, but they're expensive to have graded.
Oh yeah, and the more they're worth, the more they cost to have graded.
Exactly. So you end
It
up.
should be a flat rate. I'm sorry. I really feel like that should be a flat rate thing.
Well, that's what it is for comic books. I mean, you can't see all. I mean, I don't know if you can see all the. I had graded comic books all over this room,
right?
And graded comics only change based on the age. So if you're grading a golden age book, they're a little bit more to grade than if you're grading a modern book. And it's just the way they do it. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I was just looking up Anthony Conrad. I didn't know much about him, but yeah, I was hoping my wife. Let me see if I can get one of these people to. Let's see here. Can you bring me?
Yeah, Ethan's a big boy. He's like 6'4", 220, right fielder. I imagine they're going to use him right or center. But the thing was, he's got amazing speed. He led NCAA in triples his sophomore year when he was at Marist, and he led the Cape Cod League in stolen bases. So, like, he's that kind of a tool, 5-tool player.
Have you been to Cape Cod games?
Oh yeah, love them.
Are they not the best in all of baseball?
Oh, I think it's better than Major League Baseball.
I love. Nate said almost better getting cards graded at shows. If you can find somewhere where they're doing it, I like dropping stuff off at shows to have it graded. Yeah. Absolutely. But I discovered Cape Cod League, and we always go to the Cape, but it was one of those things just never had gone to a game and discovered it in 2022. Dude, that's like when we go to the Cape, I just want to go. I want to go to some elementary school and watch the future of the major leagues 4 feet away from me. We were sitting 2 years ago, sitting next to some guy. He was the chiropractor for the Giants, San Francisco Giants. And we just got to chitty chatting and everything. And come to find out, he wasn't even there because of the Cape Cod League. He was there because his son was out there playing, and I was like, "Oh, that's awesome." Is he a big time prospect or anything? He's like, "No, he plays good ball. He'll probably never make the majors, but he kind of keeps bouncing between like Cape Cod and some other division like double A ball and stuff like that." He goes, "The kid just loves to play." I'm like, how much better is that to watch than anything?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll tell you, folks, if you've never been to Cape Cod, you can go to a major league game and you're like, oh, you can hear the leather pop when a pitcher throws it. But when you are like at an elementary school field
Yeah.
and you're that close and you can hear the ball whistle through the air and pop glove, and you really get an idea of these college pitchers, the size of them.
Yeah.
Like, the other thing is people don't realize, like, it's like when you watch NBA players, you're like, well, they're all the same size. It's hard to tell who's really a big guy or not. Yeah. And then this is why my wife is the best. I shot her a text and I was like, hey, bring the cards down to me. Like, she starts bringing boxes, dude.
Nice.
We opened this
I
up.
got to see Aaron Judge in the Cape when he played for the Brewster Whitecaps. And
No,
like at the time, he wasn't Aaron Judge. He was just this really big kid. And he didn't have like his pro body at the time. You're like, who's this like 6'7" tall, gangly kid? But then, a couple years later, here he is. He's Aaron Judge. So
well, here you go. Here's
oh, there you go. Nice. Shohei.
Johanna. Is that how you say it? Shohei?
Shohei. I don't know.
I
That's
don't
how
know
I
yet.
say it.
Listen, I'll go with the way you said it. But these are the one, dude. These are the ones we're absolutely in love with these.
Yeah, they're cool when they got the different backgrounds on them. Yeah.
And I've pulled a couple of true one of ones. Are they not there? I bet you they're in the safe room. You'd have to go in. You'd have to go in there. But we pulled some true one of ones out of there. We've pulled some pretty good autographs. Pulled a what the heck's the soccer guy?
Messi.
Messi. Dude, that Larry Bird card is pretty awesome. This is like, I'm telling you, once you say collecting it, dude, I'm a
Yeah.
addict. Have you seen the collecting vending machine yet?
No.
Don't go to Vegas. Just do yourself. Don't go to Vegas and don't go to Comic-Con or nothing. So my wife went to Comic-Con for the first time with us this year. And I I don't know if you're like me. When I spend money and I'm not at and she's not with me, I almost kind of feel bad. Like, should I spend this? I bet. But the fact that she was with me and I was like, so what do you think about that? So should we do this? And she's like, yeah, go for it. So we did one and it was like a Pokemon card thing for the little guy, and it was neat. But this one right here, dude, I'm not gonna say what I spent on it because it's nobody's business. But autographed and sort of, and it's got like comes with certificate of authenticity.
Yeah.
Hold on if I can get it. I don't know if it's gonna come well on the screen.
Nice.
Wait a sec. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Autographed
Yeah.
Erlacher with the Hall of Fame on there. I was
That
like,
dude was an absolute stud, Urlacher.
well, that's, you know what? I think she's going to see what other cards we've got sitting over there that they're in the mess of all these things. Oh, there's the.
It's the back of it.
Yeah, this is the one my wife likes the back of. So there's the Messi card.
Yeah.
But she likes the back of them because they had all this going on.
The snowman. Yeah.
But this was
That's cool.
this is a Messi, but this is a Messi true one of one. So they do these true one of ones. I keep saying that I'm gonna like I should put these out there and see what somebody would give me for them. We got this one the other day. So this is a one of one artist print. You follow more college than I do. Diego Pavia.
Oh, Diego Pavia.
Yeah.
Yeah, send that right down to me. Vanderbilt. Yep, I love that kid. He's some player. He's only 5'9". He's the smallest quarterback in the SEC, and he led Vanderbilt, who's known for being like 0-10 and 2-8. He led him to a bowl game last year and a 10-2 season this season. He was number 2 in the Heisman for this year.
Yeah, there it is. Burke said Heisman winner. Well, he's yeah, man. I don't know nothing about him. Like he's
awesome.
So they call this a one of one artist print. So it's got all this extra zhuzh and everything on it.
Yeah.
Like I said, but yeah, here's the other. So this was the other Shohei that we pulled. So this was a 9-0 that we pulled out of one of those boxes, out of that 50-50. But yeah, man, like those those boxes, and they're so like you wouldn't even know that there's anything to them. All right. So
right.
My wife's on the other side, like holding up stuff, like show him this one. So this is my new, like, this is one that I think is the prettiest cards out there. Burke said should have been the winner. Prettiest cards out there. Just for brownie points, they'd only be prettier if my wife was on them. That's how you do that.
There you go.
But right here, Marvel Topps Chrome. Dude, these cards are absolutely. I'm just gonna grab just a random one off the top.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Like, the artwork is solid. The cards aren't flimsy. Like, just absolutely. You have no idea. Like, she went and grabbed like so much stuff. There's like all kinds of cards on the other
Now, do you
side.
have any cards that are like patch cards? You know, where it's a piece of the uniform is part of it?
I've gotten a couple of those here and there, like with the uniform pieces on them. But it's always like, oh, look, so she just grabbed one. So, like, this is probably the best patch that I got, because normally it's like Dave Coulier, backup center on the on the Cardinals. Here's a piece of his jersey or piece of his socks, and you're like, why do I need this? But this is probably the best one. Kevin Durant jersey piece.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'm a Durant fan. I didn't realize how long he's been in the league, though. Like, that's a dude.
Yeah, he's been around a long time.
Like, I found in a pile of cards, I was like, oh, that's Kevin Durant. He had like no beard, clean shaven, the whole 9 yards. I found in a stack. Thank you, my love. She loves
show and tell hour.
No, I'm so bad about that. Like, because I get into it. So, but cards are an interesting thing. Because your boy's a hell of a ball player. I see you all the time. Is he into the card scene at all?
So my dad was heavy into it, and I wasn't into it that much. So when my dad passed on, I just transferred it right past me to my son. So like he's kind of into it, but like he's got a collection from my father that's amazing. Oh. Like he's got the entire original USFL football card set. Oh, like Herschel Walker with the Jersey Generals, Steve Young with the LA Express. You know, like that whole Jim Kelly, the whole deal. You know what I mean? He's got Mickey Mantle card. Like he's got some real good stuff. 5 or 6 Jerry Rice rookies. So like he's really got some good stuff.
See, that's awesome. I love hearing when some people still get into it. What do you think about the resurgence of it from a sports fan base? You know, somebody who I know, you know, I see you post stuff all the time, a real sports fan. What's your feeling on the resurgence of the cards and the way they're being treated?
Thank you, COVID. Right? Because prior to COVID, it was a dead industry.
Yeah.
And then with COVID, everybody being back, they started basically collecting again, whether it be or making model trains again, or collecting stamps or baseball cards, right? Or comic books. It
Yeah.
became a thing again. Like people got back into hobbies more or less, which was awesome because I think you and I briefly talked before we came on the air about what phones do to society, and they take away so much of what life was.
Yes. And you're right, Burke. There was a lot of overproduction in the 80s and 90s, the Wax Pack era, and then
Right.
Leaf and who was it? Was it Upper Leaf and Upper Deck with the holograms and all those kind of things coming on the
Yeah.
back? Absolutely. I just think so. I love the fact that it's there, but I wonder. I'm over the scalper. I'm over the scalper,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, right. No matter what it is, don't you think, Sean? Like, it doesn't matter if it's a concert ticket, doesn't matter if it's Beanie Babies, for Christ's sake, in the 90s, right?
yeah,
Somebody's always looking to scam it.
that's
It's always looking, it can never just be like, I have no problem like with a markup. It's when you're trying to scam, when you're running Somali daycares, we'll put it that way.
Did you see that meme? It said the Ayatollah in Iran is being offered sanctions or sanctuary to come to the United States, and when he does, he'll be allowed to open a daycare in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's great. I'm sure.
I'm like that. Oh, I love it. Well, those guys at Nick Shirley, is that his name? The guy
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
him and the other guy that was with him. Here's another left turn. Him and the guy that was with him just announced there's like a second set of videos coming out.
Mhm. And it's good, and
And
it's worse than the first one.
that's what they were saying. Like, yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and expose. It was something like 1,080 or 1,020 of these medical vehicle
Medical
companies.
cabs.
Yep, and they're
If
all
they
like,
did that in New York, you'd see the same fraud.
you think so?
Oh yeah. I drive a certain road that has these cabs on them. They all got
Uh,
blacked out windows, all blacked out all the way around. Who's in the car? Who's in the car?
who's hanging out with you? I
Like,
agree. I'm not gonna say much because my wife works for a transit authority, so I don't want nobody to be like, but
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, listen, I posed this question to somebody the other day when we were just bullshitting or whatever. Sorry if you
that we
can't curse,
I guess.
but I said, basically, where would America be if there was no fraud? Just in general.
What would our money? What would our?
Where really, like, where would
That's
our tax level be? Where would our cost of living be? Where would everything be if there wasn't this rampant fraud that's everywhere?
yeah. No, it's fair.
You
Listen,
know?
dude, that's an absolutely fair question to ask. If it was like, hey, look, man, do your fair share, pay your taxes, do what you got to do, and stop trying to skim it. Oh yeah, listen, I believe you're 1,000% correct on that. That's funny. You brought up the Somali daycares. I just love people that are like, that can't be real. I'm like, they've already what was it, charged 90 some people and convicted 50 some. It's like, no, it's real. It's legit, folks.
Yeah, they asked the neighbor, they're like, "Hey, did you ever see anybody?" He's like, "Man, I lived here my whole life. I've never seen a kid go into that building right there."
I don't
So I don't know.
these people they're wild. Yeah, but that I think that Nick Shirley kid though, I
You
appreciate
better
the
hire good security.
Dude, listen, listen,
Yeah,
somebody's gonna come into your house soon and be like, "I'm the captain." You
yeah,
know, that
that's for sure.
well, he posted another one. I saw he was in New York City on I don't remember what the name of the street is where they always have all the fake jewelry and all the fake stuff
Oh,
up
and
in
like the Diamond District there.
yeah, where they sit outside with all the rugs
Yeah.
and he walked by there with a camera and some dude like attacked him and was like, you and your like saying all kinds of stuff about you and your camera and get out of here and this, that, and the other. And then he's put like the next video that he was posting was as after they attacked him, ICE raided that entire block. And he was like, "Yeah, told you guys." I was like, "Yeah,
Hey,
dude, you do what you got to do. Do the Lord's work if you think that's what you're
right.
doing, but you gonna end up you gonna end up in a hateful situation, man. You know."
Yeah. And he's a young kid. So,
Yeah,
you don't, when you're young, you don't know what you don't know.
yeah. Yeah, you're gonna piss off the wrong guy. Like you're gonna rattle the wrong guy's paycheck,
Right.
and you're gonna be like, they're gonna be like, yeah. So, he fell from a basement window, committing suicide. Like,
Yeah.
like what? He fell out of a basement window, committing suicide. Yep, that's what it was. Somehow he ended up. Somehow he ended up on a baseball bat. I'm not sure how it happened, but it
Yeah.
happened. Yeah. So let's go back to this for a minute. So we've touched everything. Just because you're a Yankees fan, I'm going to ask this important question: can my Orioles win a pennant ever again?
No.
I feel it, man. God, it hurts so bad.
It's just, if you want to talk about like almost like I don't know what curse it would be though. It feels like when the Red Sox had that curse on them and or the Cubs, it just feels like that. Like they just cannot get it done.
You know what it is? It's the curse of Mike Mussina. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
And
Because when Mike left, and of all the places he could have went, he went up 95.
yeah.
He was dead to that city.
You know what though? You talk about a guy who still had it in his tank, right? He was like an 18-game winner his last year.
Yeah. I don't know what he
short like I think he was short like 12 wins from 300 and he retired.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's very I mean you could probably look it up. It's less than 20 games, I believe.
Let's see.
And if it's more than 20 games, it might be just over, but I swear it's less I think it's less than 20 games shy of 300 and that's huge. That's a huge accomplishment for a pitcher and he walked away from the game.
270. He was 270 and one.
Oh, sorry, 30 games away.
Either way, I mean, listen. Either way, and that's
Right. 2 seasons.
And you're talking in a time frame when everybody was juiced. Everybody,
Yep.
every player was juiced. They were all on something, whether you liked it or not. But I think that's the curse, man. It's the curse of Mike Mussina's dad is really what it is. Because I don't know if you remember that or not, but like when he left Baltimore and like the city was like, "You're dead to us." His dad came out. I'm trying to remember what the comments his dad was. Like Mussina's dad made comments like, "How dare you? He did all this for that city. He was always there." But yeah, because I think because he's in the Hall of Fame as a Yankee.
Yeah.
That was,
Probably
yeah.
soured him so bad that he's I definitely think the Jets are cursed by Joe Namath. They will not win again until he passes away. Whatever deal he made to win Super Bowl III, that's it. The Jets fans are cursed until Joe Namath dies.
So it's funny you say that. I pulled a Joe Namath card the other day. It was we were in one of the football packs, and then they throw those historic players and everything in there.
Yeah.
There was a Joe Namath, so I handed it to my 8-year-old. I said, "Go give this to Grandma and ask her if she had had a thing for this guy." My mother, really, Joe Namath? I was like, "Listen, I mean, Broadway Joe, come on,
My mom did.
I mean, I think
he was peeking. They played somewhere like I don't know, somewhere. My dad took her, and her and my aunt were peeking down in the showers at him.
What?
Yeah, there's some wild story about it. I don't know. That was my dad's favorite player, Joe Namath.
Well,
so we had like autographed helmets, jerseys, all that stuff. It went to all my nephews because they're all cursed with the Jet. My whole family's Jet fans.
So they're
just my son. They're Cowboy fans.
The New Jersey Jets.
Yeah, the Jersey. Well, they were the New York Jets because they used to play at Shea Stadium.
Well, that's why I asked you. Are you a real New York fan or a New Jersey fan? I feel like when people are like, "Dude, I'm a Giants fan. I'm a Jets fan. I've lived and died at." I'm like, "So you're a Jersey fan? The only New York team is Buffalo."
Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, come on, give me a little bit of a break here. If you're gonna call your like at least have your teams. Like I think that's one of those things. Why wouldn't you as a state want that stadium in your state?
Correct.
Like that
Correct.
doesn't make any sense to me. And I think if I'm in New Jersey, I think you have to change the name of this team.
Well, we talked about the USFL briefly a little while ago. When they played in the same stadium, they were the Jersey Generals.
Oh, I didn't know
And they
that.
played in, yeah, the New Jersey Generals. Herschel Walker was the running back. Donald Trump owned the team. And they
I
played in Giant Stadium in the 85 or whatever. East Rutherford, New Jersey. They were Jersey Generals.
that's a you talk about Trump, nothing to do with politics, but talk about a man who hates the NFL.
Yeah. Well,
He
I think they kept him out. So he's like, yeah, screw them. Because he tried to buy way back
Oh
too.
yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Burke said because the current government in New York would tax them into yesteryear.
he's not
Listen,
wrong.
they come after them, but I think the revenue that those places create. We went and saw System of a Down, Corn, and some other band I'd never heard of down there at that stadium this past summer. And I mean, it was packed. I mean, it wasn't like they just leave it sitting
Right.
empty and it doesn't get used. I think that's one of those ones that definitely gets lost in lost
Well,
as
we're
the
wrestling fans, right? WrestleMania's been there. The monster trucks have been there. Huge concerts have been there. So, like, the stadium definitely gets its use.
that's my thing. Well, here's
I don't
one.
know though. The one thing I don't understand though, you're in the Northeast. Why, when you built that stadium, would you have not built it with a retractable roof?
No idea. No idea.
Right? It held a
Well,
Super Bowl, so
my son's over here texting me because he went to the concert with me. He's going to tell me, oh, it was Polyphia and Wisp. My son who went to the concert with me, Polyphia and Wisp.
I don't even know what that is.
I listen, I will tell you that Wisp, this band, that brother, every basement dwelling young boy who is never going, who does nothing but eat Cheetos, drink Mountain Dew, like she is their dream come true. She was a very cute Asian girl who did like that soft whisper singing while dudes were just thrashing heavy metal behind her. And I was like, yeah, this is some incel's dream come true. Like she, she like almost looked like an anime character with thrash metal playing behind her. I'm like, yeah, this is somebody's dream come true right here.
Yeah.
What here? Nate just brings this up. Do you see that they're gonna pull RFK down where the
Yeah.
Skins used to play and build another stadium? Dude, that stadium that they play in now can't be 30, 35 years old. Can't be.
It's a dump, though. It's a dump. That stadium in Washington's a dump. I think they're doing it. Aren't they doing it actually in DC, the new stadium?
Well, no, they're putting it where RFK used to be. I think that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Well,
But I
there's
don't think
one in Landover, Maryland right now, right?
that's the current stadium is in Landover.
Yeah, I think they're going back to like the actual inside DC somewhere.
Let's see.
I believe. I don't know, but I know the stadium they're in now is like a complete dump.
Let's see. It says, go back. It says Washington Commanders are building their new stadium at the former RFK Stadium site in Washington, D.C.
There you
Along
go.
the Anacostia River. So I know that aim to open in 2030. What do you think the price tag on that thing is?
I don't know, probably 200 million. I don't know what the Buffalo Stadium cost. A billion? I don't know. 900 million something.
3.7 billion.
Billion.
And this is the interesting part. So the Commanders will invest 2.7 billion, with the city contributing 1.1 billion.
But like you said, you have infrastructure there, you have hotels there, you hold a Super Bowl, you'll make your money back.
You're not. Listen, look, we got to do the ad real quick here. You just said something that I think we will never, ever, 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 and I will. You know what's that saying? I will stand on business on this one. Where's my ad for New Scotland? Here we go. Come on there. All right. New year, new goals, same truth. Good whiskey matters. Start 2026 right now with New Scotland Spirits, handcrafted in small batches right here in upstate New York. It's bold, it's smooth, it's made from local grain with zero shortcuts. Whether you're setting resolutions, breaking them, or just enjoying the moment, this is the bottle for you. Reach for when you. This is the bottle you reach for when you want something real. Find your next favorite pour at newscotlandspirits.com. New Scotland Spirits. Here's to pouring with purpose in 2026. Yeah, Nate says it's 28 years old. You understand, we will never, ever, and I'm waiting for him to build this one. You will never see a Super Bowl in the Northeast ever again. I don't even think you would ever see one in Detroit, which is a dome stadium. You're never going to see one that isn't in a place like Dallas, San Francisco, Arizona, possibly Miami or Tampa. You're never going to see one else.
Vegas, maybe.
Vegas, maybe. But here's my thing.
I'm really I don't know, man. I never understood why the NFL, like I get you get moving it around, but I never knew why they didn't just buy a chunk of land somewhere and make their own stadium and hotels. So like, hey, every year the Super Bowl's here, but when it's not here, you can come there and visit, take stadium tours, whatever, host concerts. I don't know. It just to me, it would just seems like it would make sense.
Absolutely. And listen, I think most things in Ohio suck, but I'll tell you where would be a great. Why wouldn't you? And here's the other thing: either you put it in Canton, right next to the Hall of Fame, or you move the thing to a location like a Vegas, like you said. You have it in a place like Vegas. You move the Hall of Fame to that place. It becomes a destination. You're able to rent that thing. Oh, the National High School Football. I don't know. Is that a thing? National Football.
Yeah, or whatever. Yeah, you'd have so many options to.
And who
Well, have
wouldn't
you
want?
ever gone to Texas? All the stadiums in Texas, they're like, oh,
Right,
here's the Frisco Bowl. You're like, what the hell? What's this? What's
right.
this huge stadium right here? And then, sure enough,
It's a high.
they always have something there. Soccer's in there. This is in there. That's in there.
Well, that's what I'm just thinking. Like as you were saying it, like you could almost, if you had it, um, you could almost get away with building a stadium and calling it like Championship Stadium. Do you
Right.
understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
one single location, and then there is no like for sports. Like I guess you couldn't do it for baseball because I like baseball being traveling to different cities. It's
Yeah.
important, but for the NFL, not playing that doesn't need to be there. That's a singular location. You take that home field advantage completely out of it.
Well, right. The Super Bowl is the same way. You play all of them, all the playoffs in the home fields, and then you get to the Super Bowl. It's a neutral field. Well, there's nothing more neutral than hey, it's the NFL's field.
Even better, you put it in like Kansas City or not can what's it in that space in between when you go make sure I got my geography right. When you go east of Denver and west of Kansas City, Kansas, in that space right there, there's
There's just
nothing.
nothing. Yeah,
You could drop a nuclear bomb there and it'd be a week before.
and
People be like,
nobody would find out. Yeah,
they'd be like, it feels kind of windy here. Yeah, it's this Santa Ana's or some shit.
yeah.
Burke said if Ohio lost the Hall of Fame, it would fall off the map. That's really the. I will tell you though, it is a cool place if you've never been to the to Canton to the Football Hall of Fame.
It's
I've
cool.
done I've done Canton. I've done obviously done the baseball. I've done both. Here's one for you. A little toot my own horn. I've done both college football Hall of Fames.
I did the
The
one in Atlanta last year.
I did Atlanta and I did when it was originally up in South Bend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got to do it when it was up in South Bend. That was actually a pretty cool experience, man. That was 2000, right around then, 2001. It was a neat spot, but I got to do Atlanta in 2014 when it opened. We got to
Oh,
go
cool.
right after it opened. I got some pictures of a buddy of mine. What sucks is I had the big ticket. I don't know if they still do that. Like they give you like it looked like a ticket that
Yeah.
was your pay, and I had
Yep.
that thing. Like this is great. We're the first people to be in here, and then somehow in my travels, it got
You're a
complete.
collector and you lost a ticket? Like that's sacrilege.
It really is. But you know what I do have as a collector? It. Here, I'll tell you my baseball my big baseball story is I was in the Marine Corps and my dad had I'd come home for a weekend and my dad and I went to go see the O's play the Yankees. And I swore my dad and I were going to get into a fight because the Yankees fans travel well to Baltimore because it's really not a long
It's
drive.
not a horrible ride for them, yeah.
It's not a bad one. So the O's are losing this game. And there's a woman like screaming her head off for the Yankees, like a few seats down from us. And the old man's was like, ugh. And all of a sudden the O's start winning. And my dad had the loudest clap of any human you've ever seen. The man was 6'2", but he had huge hands and clapped like this. Like he clapped in this way that it just made it louder. So we start winning. And he's clapping over in this woman's face. O's end up coming back and winning. I drive back to North Carolina. I get a phone call from the old man. Where's your ticket stub? I don't know, Dad. Probably sitting on the dresser at the house. Cal didn't play today.
His first game that he didn't play.
We were at the last game. Fast forward. I don't know where this ticket stub is. My old man passed away. It's coming up February 1st of 2017. The old man passed away down in North Carolina because he had actually bought my house from me. Him and my stepmother were living there. Get down there. My stepmother's like, hey, you can take some of your dad's stuff. So I got my dad's jewelry box. So I'm going through the jewelry box. Ticket stubs in there.
Oh, that's badass.
Ticket stubs in
I
there.
hope you got that thing framed somewhere now.
It's in the jewelry box, in my locked safe room, inside of my safe.
Good.
Like you, for anything to happen to that, God just meant it to happen to that thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's actually, you know what else I have in there though? And this was a dad thing. He has a CFL Baltimore, what the hell were they called? Stallions Grey Cup Championship ticket.
Wow.
Yeah, there's one for you. Did you know about that?
No, that's an odd one.
So before Baltimore got the Browns in 96, the CFL had come to town and they actually wanted to call the team the Colts, and the NFL wouldn't allow them to do it. And the Baltimore Marching Colts, who never left when the team did, were the Marching Stallions for that. And they would still play. But they were only a team for like 1 or 2 years. Maybe only been one. But the only year they played, they won everything. They won the Grey Cup, which is their Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's their Super Bowl.
Yeah, and they won it, and the old man went to the game and everything. It was, and they played right in Memorial Stadium, which was really
that's cool.
Yeah, cool. The old man loved his sports. We still want to do the Sarasota trip. Have you ever done that?
No.
I want to do it.
Spring training time, you mean?
Yeah. I want to go do it. That's on my bucket list to go watch Grapefruit League.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's everybody's in that one little area, so you can watch a game probably every couple hours.
And you get to see the guys that you don't know if they're even going to get a chance to play. You really get to see some faces out.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned that kid that went to the Cubs, just to backtrack for a minute. That surprised me moving up here is how many kids leave this area that are like, we've got I can't think of his name. He pitched in the World Series this year. That's from Shaker High School right up here.
Oh yeah, yeah,
One of my sons went to school with his brother. Right in the local
yeah,
area. There was another one. There's the basketball kid from Shen, the redheaded kid that played for Houston for a little while. I mean, there's a
yeah.
lot of kids in this
There's a
area.
lot of athletes from the area.
What do you think it is about this area that draws out actual legitimate good? Because we're not Florida.
No, but you know what? I think that's I think you just hit the nail on the head in a way. Like you know, we're resilient because like we deal with shit weather. You know what I mean? Like people in warm weather, like I think that part of their brain is just smooth. They don't know how to deal with adversity because it's just, you know what I mean? It's just like every day it's warm and decent and there's no challenge. Like tomorrow you might get up and you got freezing rain, but you got to get your ass to work.
Oh, dude,
And you know what I mean? Like I think that's a thing about like even like Ohio is a dump, right, or whatever, and people in Ohio will want to kill me. But the idea is, it. You face adversity every day. It's about overcoming things. And
dude.
the Northeast, that's what you get. You wake up one day, you got a foot of snow outside. You didn't even know there was going to snow. You just figure it out.
So it's funny. It's funny you say that. The Ohio thing. I used to tell people all the time when I went to boot camp. This is the God's. I used to tell kids when I would send them to boot camp. This is the God's honest truth. I used to tell them the biggest, most cock diesel strong kid in your entire platoon is going to be some kid from Ohio. I promise you, it's going to be a kid from Ohio. But when you ask him to spell his own name, you're going to see his right eye twitch as he doesn't know how to respond. Because when he smiles, his heart slows down. It's just too much activity for the brain all at once. They're
Yeah, that's
dumb.
my buddy Cecil. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
Is
a
he from?
Marine. Say,
Is he,
yeah, from Ohio. Well,
yeah.
I'd say Pennsylvania, same difference.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
But cock diesel strong. I like, dude.
Yeah, I
Can
don't
you?
know about all that because I met him when he was much older, but yeah, like you said, he smiles that used all his brain cells.
All at once. Yeah, like, they're the guys that you'd be like, hey, dude, I need to change this tire. Hold on, I'll hold the car up. Like that.
Yeah,
That who
yeah,
they are. Uh, Burke says, Rick Smits from Marist College. Who's that?
yeah.
Who's
Rick
that?
Smits, he played in Indiana on the Pacers. He
Okay.
played back in the '90s, but from Marist College. He was a 7-footer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, like there's a lot of athletes. Like Socrates had 2 UFC fighters. There's a bare knuckle fighting this weekend. Actually, Joey Gambino. He's from Socrates originally. He's fighting over at Mohegan Sun this weekend in Connecticut in the bare knuckle fighting championship. Dennis Bermudez, he's a UFC fighter. You know what I mean? He's from Socrates. And then we have a Monster Energy Supercross kid in TJ Albright, who's from Mount Marion Park, where I grew up, also from Socrates. So, and then you got Ethan Conrad with the Cubs from Socrates. So it's odd, but there is a lot of people from this area that tend to make it.
here you go. You ready?
Yeah,
Here you go. So Jimmer Fredette, that's who we were thinking about, the redheaded kid.
yeah, yeah.
Jimmer Fredette, I can't believe why we both completely forgot this name. We'll haze ourselves later for this. Pat Riley.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Patroon, the Patroons.
Yeah.
Dion Lewis is from this area. One of my personal favorites. And they say from this area, but I guess because he went to University of Albany, but he's actually from the Syracuse area. Lyle Thompson, because you had Lyle, Tyle, and Miles
Yeah.
Thompson. Guy Hebert, goalie from Troy. Anthony Angelo, Albany. Brian and Matt Lashoff from East Greenbush. Adam Oates. Remember Adam Oates.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hockey player. Ian Anderson. Tommy Cannell. Kahnle. Cy Seymour, Tim Stafford, Dottie Pepper. I did know Dottie Pepper was from here. I've actually talked to Dottie before.
Yeah.
She's a super nice lady. And Olympic judo medalist 4-time Jason Morris is from this area.
Nice. Yeah. It's definitely a positive area for athletics and something about making it. I don't know.
I never thought of it. So when's your next episode?
So we run Thursday nights at 8:00. You're Wednesday at 8. We're Thursday at 8. Same thing. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all that stuff. It's this last year's been a challenge for us.
I'll let
my buddy, yeah, it's cool. My co-host was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So, you know what I mean? But my buddies, the camp crew, I call them, Burke and Hughes and Towns, they stepped in and they, like that. It's always good to have good buddies. I was in a pinch. They fill right in. They fill in flawlessly. And then to the point that they've built up their own stuff. Like Burke's going to have a men's self-help podcast now. And we're trying to get Hughes and Towns to do Towns and stuff. Where they just go around and they talk about food and stuff and things of these various areas. But we've kind of made like a cool little, I don't know, like a cool little group. We probably have like 6 or 7 podcasts, 6, 7. Yeah, that one. In our group. Winnie's got a new wrestling podcast called Twisted Steel and Sex Appeal or some shit like that. I don't know. And then we have what is it? Revolution Rebellion. There's a new politics talk show, which is pretty awesome. That'll start in like 2 weeks for us. Then we have the Outlaw Blitz. We have Outlaw's Edge, which is a gambling podcast. We have TCB with HW3. That's a Elvis podcast. And then we'll have Deal in Life with Burke. And we'll have, so we have like a good group. And I mean, it'd be great to have the Above the Bar guy right in there with us.
Listen, brother, I'm right there with you guys. Listen, folks, like I said, I dropped this one and I was like, well, I need a guest tonight. And the first person to jump right in, George was like, all right, what time? Where you need me at? And we were trying to figure it out. Like, I was like, dude, is this the first? He's like, no, I've been on. And I realized like he had been on a couple times. We've had some people pop in and I need need his knowledge base because I like sports, but I'm never going to be the guy that's going to be like, yo, back in 1978. I'm like,
me neither. Winnie's my guy. That's him. He's that useless stuff in his head. I can't believe the amount of retention that guy has. I don't know what that says. Like, I can't.
Z says, sorry to hear about your co-host. It's great to have good friends. Z, you are.
Yeah,
man.
I tell you, without those guys, and listen, we're not like this. We do interviews occasionally from time to time. We've had some really good ones. But we're a bunch of idiots that talk a lot of shit. I promised somebody today. They're like, well, what are you going to talk about? I said my 2 favorite things: blue eyes and big tits. So I made sure, like, hey, listen, it is what it is. We like to have a good time because too much conversation gets too serious. So if you want an easy to listen to podcast, we're just chopping it up. We do weekly top 5s. We do 5 crazy questions. This week's episode, which is season 7 premiere, it drops tonight at midnight on Spotify, but tomorrow at 8:00 will be the video. We do Dirtbag. It's like kind of like you might be a redneck. Like, have you ever thrown your garbage out, like your house garbage, at the gas pumps? You're a dirtbag. You know what I mean? Have you ever thrown away a spoon just not to wash it? Dirtbag. So there's things of that nature. There's just some funny stuff like that. Some games. We do some kendo stick trivia. If Winnie doesn't get the answers right, we smack him with the kendo stick. Burke who's commented a few times, got smoked with the kendo stick on air, on video, which was pretty cool. So yeah, we do these different things and we have a good time.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And Sean, if you haven't done it, I would highly suggest getting some smelling salts. That will liven you right up.
I see these videos of people like just getting at it with the smelling salts.
They're awesome.
Is it ammonia? Like, what is it?
Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, you'll want to pick up the universe when you get done sniffing it.
It really?
Yeah, like it'll keep you good and fresh for your episode. Right before you go on, and you'll be ready to go. Yeah. We just did it like because we saw like of course on Rogan or what have you, right?
Yeah.
And we're like, screw it, man, let's try it. So then we got it, and man, it unreal.
And listen, you weren't really actually doing drugs, or you were just doing some funky ass smells that woke you up.
Yeah. And then every week we have a religiously we go beep beep, and then we go fuck you, April. It's my buddy's wife, April. I just drive every time I drive by him. I got back into camping this past summer, and every time I would drive by their site, I would toot the horn, and she would basically give me the finger. So now I toot the horn and go, and on our show, fuck you, April. So it's a thing every week.
I can't do that because that's my wife's name, so I can't do that.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I'm not. I don't know, and maybe that's our love language.
That's your love language. That's great.
Yeah.
Perk said, "Got to get the energy somehow, dude." It is always a pleasure to have you around. Stick around for a minute here. We're gonna.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
As always, folks. Every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for us. If you're finding me through George or George through me, make sure you're giving a like, share, follow. Same thing with the Outlaw Blitz podcast. Make sure you're checking out all the stuff they've got going on. Their videos are every Thursday at 8 o'clock. You're not live, though, when you do your videos, right?
No, if we do go live, we'll put it out that, hey, we're live this Thursday. It's work schedules kind of don't always make it easy for us. So we tape like the week of.
And I'll tell you the other thing, folks, is keep an eye out for their live events. If you're a little bit downstate from me around the would be Poughkeepsie, Hyde Park,
Kingston area, Kingston.
And you're
our Super Bowl party sells out every year. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, they do it big time and always have a great show. And so make sure you're checking out what they've got going on. As I always say, support those who support you. As we do in every episode, brother. And I don't know if you remember, so I'll give you the reminder. The guest always gets the final word. So what is our final word for tonight?
The final word for tonight, I'll have to do it for Winnie. Take it deep.
All righty, folks. Be sure to push your stool in. This has been a Second Front podcast presentation found on Apple, Spotify, and wherever podcasts can be found.